Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new series on the Sparky 20 Simulation and More channel. Today I am going to be starting a new series of mod spotlights, but instead of being farm sim, we are actually going to be doing these in this game Spintires Mudrunner. I recently purchased this game this past weekend when this was recorded and published, and I've been doing a bit of testing and finding some mods, and I thought I'd start doing some mod reviews. So up first, I'm going to show you guys, all these mods are made by Banks, by the way. Modern is named Banks again. And his mods can be found in the Steam workshop. If you have the game Mudrunner on Steam, you will be able to get all these mods very easily and quickly. So bone stock, this truck's pretty good. It works really well, like in rock crawling conditions. I'll do a bit of a demo, but the customizations you can do are quite a few on this model. You can do fuel in a toolbox. That's one. It adds 3,000 repair points. Another thing you can add is a plain toolbox without the fuel thing. You can add a lumber rack, which looks pretty good on this. It looks more like a contractor rack, but if you're looking for that look, then that's the way to go. You can also get a headache rack, which I personally do like quite a bit on this truck. That looks pretty good. Then we have the light bar, which is very bright and very good looking on this truck. I use it a lot when I'm off-roading in the dark. You can also add welders and supplies. That adds 3,000 repair points. And the best thing with this one is you can add a gooseneck hitch. So you gotta pull ahead a bit when you're in smaller parking lots. And then you can add the gooseneck. That looks pretty nice on there. Unfortunately though, the downside to this is the ramps do not fold down and it is not good for off-roading at all. So we're just gonna take those off. I already refueled all of these. So I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of a demo of this truck first off here quick. Just take a minute and just run up here. It does take quite a bit of damage over rough terrain, I have found. But with the 3,000 repair points, the thing will last a long time. It does have realistic damaging, so it does actually dent and things like that. It has full locking differentials and everything like that. Deflock doesn't seem to be working at the moment though. So you can just climb up rocks really easily. The long wheelbase can be a bit of a disadvantage on this truck, but if you can plan your approach right, usually you can hop right over. Usually. And this truck also is equipped standard with a winch, which is very good if you're like playing in the multiplayer mode of this game with some buddies. It's really good for pulling each other out. So you can see that a bit of suspension travel on this one. Again, I've heard very good things about mods made by Banks, and I have done some playing with them in Mudrunner this past weekend, and I have found that they're very good. So I think that's pretty good for a first demo on this truck, and we are probably going to switch over here to our next vehicle. This does bog in the mud pretty good. Once you get... It's very hard to get this one stuck. So I'm going to switch over to the next vehicle here. Alright, so next up we have the Banks Ford F-250, 2011 F-250. So there are fewer customizations on this one. All you can add is a rack, the headache rack, same thing as the other one. You can add tools into it. So in the back you can have a little welder, air compressor, stuff like that for repairing. And then you can have a light bar like the other one. So we're going to take this one out on another trail here. Just test this one on a different one. This one does have a different sound to it, a little more growly than the other one. It is a 2011 model, so it is a bit older than the 2013 Chevy. Put on the parking brake there. So we're just going to take it up this little trail here for a second and just test this one out. So you can see it does have the same easy to damage thing, but then again I am taking these trails at quite a bit of speed. You can see there when it high centered it got a little bent up. So we are going off the beaten path a tiny bit. And the long wheelbase is a bit of a disadvantage here in these tight woodland trails when you're trying to get through. It's not like in these rocks much either. So you do have to back up a few times with this particular one. But again, if you just doing this for fun, it's really quite a fun thing to do. Especially with friends. Like if you just have a ton of these, you just go through the woods like this, it's super fun. It's gonna come through here and then we'll switch to another vehicle. After we do a little bit of a hill climb. It does sit lower, so it is more susceptible to water damage. That is one thing about it. So as you can see, it has the torque in it to be able to get up steep things such as that. And yeah, we're gonna switch over to another vehicle here. Also, I should show the lights off. Very well done mod. Again, by Banks. Next up we have the VW Bug, again by Banks. And the only thing you can add to this is a fire extinguisher, which I believe goes on the back portion of it, I think. Or inside, it might go inside. So this one, it's more of like a Baja, so we're just going to test this thing out. It's on some more gentle trails. This one, I found it doesn't work as well as the rest of the ones that I've used in the past. And as you can see there, it did hop over that a little too far, and it did bend up. So that was not good, but we'll still test it out. On this is more of like what it's made for, is going over like through Baja terrain and stuff like that. But it is very squirrely and very hard to handle, I do find. I don't really like using this one a ton because it's just not as good handling as the others. You kind of have to really, like I'm using a wheel right now and I'm having to correction steer a lot with this thing because of just the pure power and how fast it is. There's a little mud section here. So I'd say this one's more made for like mud and things like that. Not so much running, or like flat roads and not so much rock crawling. Because I have tested this before. It's not the best. So I think we're going to switch over to the last and final mod for this little mod review and spotlight. I'm going to switch over to the Jeep here once we stop up here. Yeah, we're just going to switch over to the next vehicle. Next up here we have this Jeep Willys with a full Cummins swap on it. My friend told me about this mod, so I thought I'd try it out. And I used it with some buddies the other night and it worked pretty good, so I'm just going to show you it. It does make a lot of black smoke out of the exhaust pipe, as you're about to see. So I do like how it smokes black like that. Only thing you can really add is like some gears, like some fuel and things like that in the back of it. And yeah, we're going to test this one on this trail off to the left here. And that will be the final thing in this mod spotlight we're going to test. So we're going to take it down here. Head up here. As you can see, a lot of black smoke from this thing working hard. This is a lot tougher of a terrain course, as you can see, the steep downhill. A lot of these mods by Banks, though, they are very good at handling steep downhills and things like that. So it just hops right over there. Not exactly sure why diff lock is not working right now. It did work for me earlier, but that's okay, we can still make do. So we're gonna head up this little hill if we can. Climb there. And we're gonna head down this hill a little bit. Ooh, easy does it. And as you can see, it does handle very well with this. It has a lot of torque with this wonderful Cummins that's in it. It is bogging a little bit deep here, but we don't really have diff lock to help us along. So this is probably going to be the end of the mod spotlight here. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you want to see more content like this, mod spotlights like this in Mudrunner and other games, let me know by leaving a like and a comment for what other simulation games you'd like to see mod reviews for, and what other mods you'd like to see for Mudrunner. And yeah guys, until the next mod spotlight, I will see you all later. Bye everybody.